Now, Behind the Law with Justin Clark and Allie Mack on ESPN 580 Orlando.
And welcome to the program. It's another edition of Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you for spending your weeknights here with us, 8 o'clock p.m. every single weeknight. Join us also, if you would, at Behind the Law Radio. You can ask us any question right there as well. My name is Justin Clark. To my left, my good friend, social media expert, Allie McCarroll. Allie Mack, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good to see you. We went through a little pre-show meeting, and you have a lot of good news stories that we're going to get to in just a moment. We'll also play Stump the Clarkie. Your chance to win my money. I'm excited to hear what the category is today. I'm going to guess real estate.
I'm thinking that's probably going to be
because Brianna seems to always like to have the
trend.
category for Stump the Clarkie with the experts, and I have to play against the expert in their own field. And speaking of Brianna, the beautiful Brianna is here pushing the buttons as always. How are you, Brianna? Good to see you.
Excellent. How are you, Justin?
I'm all right. Not too bad. So we'll do the news. We'll do Stump the Clarkie. Also, something bad happened in my house this morning.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to have to tell you about this. Sophia, who I love, my daughter, who I love dearly, said, "Hey, Dad, I listened to your show yesterday, and did you forget about something?" I was like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
You forgot to mention that she won.
We didn't talk about her horse show this weekend. So my daughter, 6 years old, her name is Sophia. She's been riding horses her whole life, which is weird because I threw soccer balls at her, volleyballs, everything. I was like,
Gymnastics.
God forbid we do this horse thing. But she is obsessed with it. And her horse, Cherokee, won first place at this huge horse show this weekend.
That's awesome.
So I wanted to say congrats to Sophia. And,
Very cool.
2,000-pound animal. She weighs like 40 pounds, and she negotiates her way through this, and it's crazy, and she did awesome.
Very cool. Congratulations
And the
to
best
her.
part about I shouldn't say this either probably, but it rained a lot on Sunday, and they actually canceled the show Sunday, so I got a day of relaxation as well.
Uh-oh.
Because it's in Ocala, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty far
And you
away.
did the driving back and forth,
Back and forth.
right?
Yeah, look, you've already given me enough grief about that.
But you said next time you're going to get the hotel, so, right?
You guys gave me so much
Right?
grief about not getting a hotel. I'm too cheap.
Get a hotel.
I mean, so anyway.
That would be good.
I don't know. So, Sophia, congratulations. She had
Definitely.
first trophy for her. And we were very, very happy. And she did great. I mean, I'm very cautious to be like the dad who brags about the kids. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. I really try to be objective about it. But, I mean, she really is excellent at this horse riding thing, whatever you call it.
Well, I've seen videos and her
If it's
pictures.
on the internet, she's talking about it. It's What's Going On with Allie Mack.
What's going on? What's going on?
With Allie Mack. Well, in the news today, I know that Super Bowl is this weekend, so of course we're going to speak about Super Bowl. It's in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So a little bit about, it's great that they're having Super Bowl, but with all that brings a lot of different people to that venue. And the kind of people, some people might not be so good for that area. So the Atlanta Public School Superintendent put out a report, or I guess a statement, that he is advising all the teens and the kids around the area to just kind of be careful because there's a lot of opportunities for traffickers, the commercial sex, human exploitation, and all that. So now is the time where people take advantage of that. So wanted to make that, it's, I guess, a PSA to watch out for that. But
Are you saying that there's going to be more hookers in Atlanta?
Wow.
Or what? I mean,
Okay.
what are you trying to say here? Let's get right to the point of the story here.
of course, there's going to be.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's. Yes.
Okay.
That's
I mean,
what
is
it's
that
called.
really what you were trying to say?
That's yeah. To put it mildly, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll just get right
Just
to
be
it.
careful. Just be careful. So, well, I'm talking about the kids and just people in general. So, the law enforcement are actually putting out chatbots on social media and different apps to lure these kind of people and try to,
You know what they should do? They should send that sheriff from Polk County to everywhere that they have the Super Bowl, because that guy does not mess around when it comes to hookers. I mean,
God.
he finds them every time. I mean, he will arrest you.
How about saying ladies of the street?
Well, I mean,
Ladies of
okay.
the night.
Ladies of the night. Like,
Whatever it's
that sounds
called. Yeah.
So strong.
Okay.
Okay. The Patriots made news again. Gronkowski vowed revenge on Jets safety Kamal Adams for tackling their mascot to the ground. So he is severely upset. So he wants revenge. Not really sure exactly what he's talking about, but, don't harm anybody. Just tackle him maybe on the field.
I think Gronk's going to retire.
You think so?
Yeah, I think this is last year. He's going to go into acting. No. That's what I think. Brady will be back. Gronk is gone. That's my prediction. I'm a Pats guy. As you know, I'm a Pats guy.
You are.
Hey, so
Gronk is good,
I was
too.
actually having lunch today with a fellow Pats fan who's going to the Super Bowl this weekend.
Nice.
And he says that the price of tickets last week, on average, about $2,500. Today, about $6,000. They've gone up.
Wow.
Yep. Because here's the deal. The Rams fans, there's not a real Rams fan. They don't even know what they are. They don't even know where they're from. I mean, there's no Rams fans. Really. St. Louis hates them because they left them. Los Angeles, we didn't even know we had a football team. So the New England people, we really thought that the ticket prices would go down because there's no Rams fans. I mean, they don't exist. But they've actually gone up. So what that means to me is our boys up in New England are showing up. They're all heading to Atlanta for this game. It's going to be a very heavy Pats Super Bowl.
But this is also a very controversial game because of the call of the last game that they had. Because I know that some ticket holders are also, I think they took it to federal court, and they're filing a suit.
That's not going to go to
for a redo, rematch, and all that. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or if that's able to happen. I mean, we're days away from the Super Bowl, but hey, you never know. So, do you remember watching WWE? I think it used to be called WWF.
Yeah. I mean, when I watched it, it was definitely WWF.
Yeah, that's when I watched it. So, so Ronda Rousey, do you follow her? We don't really speak about wrestling, but
I know that she was like the most famous female mixed martial artist or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she got a little gangster.
Okay.
This not my words, it's just what they were reporting. Don't
Right.
come after me, Ronda.
Sure.
So she threatened Becky Lynch to kill her. She actually threatened her with physical harm. So according to the news reports, Becky came out after Rousey's fight on Monday Night Raw, and then challenged Ronda Rousey to a fight in WrestleMania. Wow. Do you think it's just kind of publicity and just?
Of course it is. Yeah. Who cares?
Obviously.
I mean, I could care less. Do you care?
No.
Okay. I mean, she's a wrestler now?
Yes.
I didn't even know that. I mean, I had no idea.
I thought didn't she start as a wrestler?
No, she was one of
She
those.
started as a boxer, and then she moved
Yeah.
over to mixed martial arts.
Oh.
Both of which, in my opinion, are real sports. But wrestling's more entertainment in my.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, think about it.
From my days back in WWF, WWE, I'll follow that too. And let's talk about this cold front that's happening. I almost called in because I thought it was a sick day. I thought that everything was going to be closed.
It's actually
and
pretty nice out.
I'm just
No?
now it is in the
Okay.
morning. I couldn't even get out of bed.
That's terrible.
This morning?
I couldn't get out of bed.
Fine.
So I don't know if it's me. We have 2 more days of this. It's going to be in the mid 40s, and then the suburbs is going to be in the upper 30s. And that was my segment of Amy Sweezy. Thank you.
What was the high today?
Oh my gosh, I think
Do
it
you
was in
know?
the upper 50s.
Yeah? Not even 60?
I don't know if it got up to the 60s,
Yeah.
no, but it didn't feel like it. So, stay tuned for more cold weather,
So,
right?
you didn't notice that I wore a suit today.
You did. I know. I noticed. You
So it's so
looking
weird
very,
for me when I wear a suit. I had to go to court, which is very kind of rare for me that I actually go to court today. But it was a friend of a friend case. I had to go. I was like, I'm gonna shave, wear the suit. I did one of
didn't
I did
shave.
one of
You
two.
got, no.
I didn't shave at all. I was like,
That's more than 5 o'clock shadow.
so I go up, right? So judge called, hey,
week.
Mr. Clark, we're ready for you. So I go up and I'm like, holding my hand, like, hello, Judge.
Your
Good morning.
Honor.
It's hard when you have a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old, and you got to take them to school, get them ready to go. I was like,
Do you have to shave for court? Is that
I
mandatory?
mean, yeah. I
Is
mean,
it more
technically, you really should shave for court. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But I didn't do it, and I didn't hear anything. But I was like in and out. I was like, oh yeah, Judge, we're ready for trial. Bye. It took off. I mean, that was it.
innocent.
Yeah, it was
And you're gone.
Excellent.
Very
Excellent.
cool.
So anyway, I don't know. I feel I wear suits so infrequently now that I almost feel uncomfortable in them. What do you think? I mean, am I a suit guy?
I think you are a suit guy.
You really
I mean,
do?
I've seen you in your gym clothes. I've seen you in your
That's
your
true.
sweats. I've seen you in just do I have to come to work day?
Yeah.
I like your suit.
All right. Well,
It looks
I
nice,
appreciate
but
that
this is
very
kind
much.
of, it doesn't go.
321-282-1055. You have power BehindTheLaw.com is the website for the law firm. If you have any question whatsoever, join us at Behind the Law Radio. We're going to play Stump the Clark. We also have a very special guest here today. We're going to talk about the real estate market in Central Florida. The big question is it time to buy? Is it time to sell? And how are those mortgage rates going now? Maybe you've been through a tough time. Maybe you had a bankruptcy. Maybe you had a foreclosure. And you feel like you got to rent forever because you've heard, oh, banks aren't lending anymore, right? Oh, I had a bankruptcy 4 years ago. There's no way I can ever get a mortgage again. Is that true? I don't think so. But we have a very special guest with You Have Realty joining us in just a moment. You're going to want to stick around. Plenty more just ahead. It's ESPN 580 Orlando, Behind the Law. I was late.
I had one
Very.
more.
Oh,
I was like, God, like, why are you still
I had
talking?
one more PSA.
what? Oh, you did? What was it? We'll get to it. So I was late?
You were? Mute my mic? Is my mic on?
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Silence your phones, ladies and gentlemen. 321-282-1055. It was my phone that was ringing.
Shame
For
on
the
you.
record, I just want to be very clear about that. At Behind the Law Radio, watch us right now. Go ahead and join because you can play Stump the Clarky right on the other side of the break coming up and win my money. Allie Mack is here. Allie Mack, one more story I know that you had. Go ahead.
Yes. So, calling all bacon lovers. Are you a bacon lover?
Yes.
Oh, everybody in the
absolutely.
room is. So today, McDonald's from 4 to 5, they're giving away free bacon with anything that you order. You can order a sundae and get bacon.
Oh my goodness.
I'm
So
pretty excited.
anything that you want, but it's just for an hour.
Okay.
So
That's exciting, though.
we won't miss it. I mean, we won't get to partake in it, but our viewers
Don't
will.
you eat a lot of
so-
fast food? And we've never talked about this, but a lot of times when I'm like,
Oh my.
no, she does. You eat a lot of fast
He
food.
just did.
So there are times where she's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go home. Her husband, Christian, very good guy. I like him a lot. She's like, I'm gonna pick up dinner for me and Chris. I'm like, oh yeah, where are you going? You know,
Hawkers.
no. It's always like Taco Bell.
I never say Taco
that is
Bell.
No, that's
you're
not
lying.
where
Not
she
that I don't like
goes.
Taco Bell.
But I'm
You
not
have said
vegan.
So all right. Generally speaking,
Taco China, I said.
no, you said
Why are
taco.
you
Taco
giving away the
China.
office
I love
gossip?
Taco
They're
China.
so good.
So no, be honest, Allie Max. 3 nights out of the week, when you head home and you're picking up dinner, where will you pick up dinner from? Give me an idea, and don't lie.
Black Bean Deli.
Yes.
Yes.
I will go to
Taco Bell.
I don't go to Taco Bell
She
for
gets the
dinner.
chili from Wendy's.
Oh my
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
I
the,
knew it. I
the
knew
taco
you did.
salad.
I
with
also
the
have a
Wendy's.
secret,
Oh
but
my
I'm not
goodness.
giving it out.
Yeah.
No,
No.
girl,
That's
I
such
don't
a
eat a
lot.
lot of fast
I-
food. Today
I
I
know.
had McDonald's. Fine. Guilt me into it, but I do a lot of Chick-fil-A. Is Chick-fil-A fast food?
I just think it's funny that she was like, I don't get fast food at all. Never. And she's like, I love the chili from Wendy's. I get Chick-fil-A a lot, and I have McDonald's today. I mean, my point proven.
See, that's why I don't eat around here.
You know what I mean?
I don't want to be judged.
So, I mean,
That's the last time I tell you.
Any-
We're just gonna hide when we eat around here.
anything else in the news, Allie Mack?
That is
That-
out, over, and out.
Good job today. All right, it's a very special guest joining us today. We're talking about all things real estate. Allie Mack, do you want to do the introductions, please?
Yes, definitely. So we have from Realty. You have Realty. We have Vivian. I don't know your last name. Lehman. And we also have Amanda.
Evans.
Evans.
Hi.
And there are the superstar broker and realtor.
Let's get right to
Welcome
it,
the
Vivian.
show, guys.
Vivian Lehman, let's get right to it.
Okay.
No.
Is now the time to buy or not? We've all lived through this 2008, 9, 10 crisis. We've invested in real estate, and we saw it absolutely tumble. The worst recession in any of our lifetimes, for sure. The market has come back. Is now a good time to buy or not?
It's still a good time to buy because it's very affordable in Central Florida. You've got the median price is like $242,000 right now. So yes.
When you think about, when you're working with a buyer, right, and you're thinking about, okay, so you can afford this much, because we really don't buy houses based on the amount of the house. We base it on payments, essentially. I mean, we need to know what that house is going to cost us per month, right? I mean, that's how we buy cars.
Agreed.
Certainly how we buy houses. In your head, do you have sort of a general rule of thumb that for every 100,000, you need to think it's going to be 500 or 600 bucks a month?
Yeah, I mean, it really correlates to the interest. And then you add your insurance and taxes to that. And then you have to have that question mark to your buyer. And you're saying, what is your budget? I mean, where do you feel comfortable? Of course, the loan is going to end up at, it can't be X amount of the percentage of the value of the house. But still, the buyer has to feel comfortable. If he's paying right now $1,800 in rent and he can buy a home and pay $1,600 in a mortgage, then it makes sense. Absolutely.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. I totally agree. How do you see the mortgage rates going? Do you see them going up? Do you see them going down? And what do you think is going to happen? Because the mortgage rates really dictate how much we can afford when we buy a house, Allie Mac.
It's very true.
Yeah, the interest rates ticked up a little bit, and everybody was kind of nervous that something was going to happen where they were going to continue to go up. But then they dropped a little bit again this month. So I think it's very good for the market because it has kept very steady.
Yes, it's an even flow with the market.
And then,
at the
Vivian,
moment.
I keep hearing that the rental prices are going up, that
They
everybody is
absolutely
renting. Is it because not a lot of people can afford the houses,
I
or
don't
they
even
have
think
that credit? Or
I don't even think that that's it, Allie Mac. I think a lot of people, after what happened in 2007, they're actually still kind of scared. They're scared of buying. And I see a lot of people, I'm a real estate investor, they're afraid to go and venture in to buying, and then they rent. And honestly, we get top dollar rent, and they stay.
But some of those same people are looking at what they rent. Since it has
Exactly.
increased, it's like a
Exactly.
17% increase in the past year in the rental rates. So that's huge compared to what we see in the home equity side. So they're saying, okay, you know what? I am going to get off that fence. The rates are still low. Maybe they'll go up. So maybe I should take that leap.
I mean, you guys know what I do for a living. We've handled, 10,000 foreclosures, 5,000 bankruptcies, whatever it is. And people think if they went through those troubling times that they actually can't qualify for a mortgage now. Because when all that happened, and I'll ask you, Amanda, when all that happened, people were told, oh, no one's lending anymore. And they really weren't at the time.
No, they weren't.
It was very, very hard. But what I've noticed is
It's true.
People got scared to death that he'd get back in the market. And these people are renting, paying $2,500 a month for a 3-2, out in Oviedo or something. And really, they could get back in the market now, right?
I agree totally. I mean, with the mortgage rates and at the prices that we're at, I see more and more, even from our own renters. We are seeing more and more people wanting to venture out into home buying potential. But then I do also see sometimes with our other renters that they're scared and they don't want to even hear about it, and they're just comfortable and they're happy and they want to continue and move on.
I think they also have a misconception that, they can't get a loan.
Exactly.
No, I had a short sale. No.
And a lot too goes back into your bankruptcy. People get scared about that they can't afford the American dream anymore. That I did this and I'm scared. I get a lot of that with clients. I'm scared. I'm scared to get qualified. I'm scared to do this. I'm like, but there are so many. What's the word to call it? Avenues they can take now that they never had before.
I'm seeing more and more, or hearing even on radio, more commercials for these. We guarantee we're going to buy your house things. What are these services, and are they legit or not?
Well, with Open Door,
there you go.
I've had an issue with them that I don't personally like as a realtor. For instance, I had clients, I was trying to get into a house. The ELB wasn't working on the lockbox that gains you access in the house. You could just call Open Door and they will just let you into the house.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, wow.
They don't even ask.
Whoa.
They don't even ask for.
Take the TVs, whatever you want to take.
I was shocked. I
Right.
said, I'm like, do you want my real estate license? Do you want? I'm like, oh no, we'll just key you in. And that kind of scares me. I mean,
Yeah.
So these open door things, I mean, explain the difference in traditional real estate versus what these open door places are doing. It's open door. What else? There's another one, right? Or no?
Well, there's just different programs like Open Door. You know,
But what
Zillow
is
has
it?
its own.
I really don't know what it is.
it's
So-
just go ahead.
Yeah, it's just a company that's going to come in and make an offer on your house. Now, the offer they haven't even inspected it yet. They've gone in, looked at it. But then at that point, once you've accepted the offer, they'll come back and they'll say, okay, you didn't have to pay commission, but we found this, 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 and this, and this. And guess what? Your offer is no longer what it was, and they'll drop it. And so, and plus the closing costs. You know, in a normal transaction, there's generally things that the seller will pay for and generally what the buyer pays for. Well, in this case, they load a lot of that onto the buyer, the seller. So
what is their business model? How are they making money? Like open door and things like that.
I don't see any of them keeping the homes. They're flipping them.
Yeah.
They're flipping them. Yeah.
But open door is actually
I think
buying
they're-
them and then just flipping
Exactly.
them.
I think they're looking at the commodity aspect. They're not looking really, honestly, in my opinion, at customer care.
So let me get this straight really quickly. So I'm going to sell my home, the biggest asset in my life, the thing that I've worked so hard for. I'm going to really entrust some server farm out of California, essentially. I'm going to have like an 800 number to call to talk to my people.
They do have agents here, though, too.
And do they really show up, though? I mean, it's not a real transaction. I mean, this is it's a very, to me, if
And
it
I
were
don't-
me, I'm
yeah,
not just trying to sell your services here.
Yeah.
To me, I want a real, local, talented real estate agent, a realtor here.
And they pay those realtors. We're all based on commission. It's only if the house closes, right? So in their case, the agents that they do hire, I think they even pay them on some kind of a salary.
Yeah.
So they go out, check out the houses, see what the repairs are. It's all of that.
Let's bash open door
Oh,
a
God. I think
little
we just did
more
that.
right on the other side of this break. Stick around. Go ahead and join us at Behind the Law Radio. We're going to play Stump the Clarkie right on the other side of this break. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
That's fun.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the program. It is Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. My name is Justin Clark. Thanks for spending your evenings here with us. Go ahead and follow at Behind the Law Radio. And you can play Stump the Clarky, which we're about to play. Allie Mack is here. Hello, Allie Mack. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing good.
The beautiful Brianna is here, pushing buttons, making sure we're on the air, and then confusing me, making faces behind me. What's up? What's wrong?
Did we change names?
Yeah, what happened? I mean, seriously.
Maybe we did.
I can feel that. What did I say?
I'm not
No,
gonna
you didn't say anything.
Okay, well, something behind me she's doing. I can tell. You're making me uncomfortable. What did I do?
She's giving you the stinky eye.
Relax.
Oh, you're always up to something.
Unbelievable. It's not right.
I'm feeling attacked.
If you have any questions whatsoever, 321-282-1055. We join you every single weeknight, 8 o'clock p.m. on our favorite sports radio station. We follow live, local, loud. Our boy Nicky Football, Nick Renowitz, did a great job, great show tonight. But now, without further ado, it's time to play Stump the Clarky.
It's time for Stump the Clarky. Come on, Clarky. We need you to get over here. We got some great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on, Clarky. Get over here.
All right, Stump the Clarky. Today,
I imagine that... So here's the deal, guys. We always have experts on the show. Today we have real estate experts. And Brianna thinks, because Brianna chooses the questions, she thinks it's funny to choose questions that the experts are clearly going to know. To try to stump me.
well, isn't
we're
it called
trying to
Stump the Clarky?
All right.
I'm sorry. Maybe I'm not understanding the name of the game, but
We're keeping
All right,
with
Vivian.
the theme.
look over here.
Teamwork here.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Brianna.
ready,
Hey,
ready.
explain the game.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask 4 questions, all of which are pertaining to, guess what? Real estate.
Shocker.
Surprise, surprise. I typed in trivia. Google just kicked back a bunch of real estate questions. I don't know why. But it's all about Florida real estate today, guys. So we're going to ask 4 questions. You're going to write down.
Sorry, that
Ooh,
was
better luck next time.
that for
that
me?
was for your category.
Oh.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. So you're going to write down 4 answers, and then we're going to go back and give the answers to these questions, okay? So question number 1. In what year did Florida become a state?
Seriously?
In what year did Florida become
What does that have to do with real estate, though?
a state? I'm sorry, you can't sell something you don't possess.
Okay. Well, no, I like it.
Would you like a hint? It's in the 1800s.
No, stop with your hints.
You know what? Stop writing before I give the hints.
Ours already there.
Stop writing before I give the
Oh,
hints.
we're winning.
Okay,
All right.
here we go.
Put your phones away.
I like it.
Yeah, ladies, don't.
And we're playing Stump the Clarky right here, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark with you. If you want to play along, go to @BehindTheLawRadio, Radio, and you can play right there with us and try to win my money. Go ahead.
But how
Question
can I
number
win
2.
your money?
You have to play at Behind the Law Radio, and if you defeat me, you win my money.
Oh,
What is the money?
so I can go on Google and get all the
Isn't it
answers and
$100
put them
or
in? Is that what you're saying?
Just question 2, please. Go ahead.
He's like, shut up,
He's
next.
outnumbered, isn't he? Again.
I'm always outnumbered on this program anymore.
I love it.
We love all the estrogen in the room. It's amazing. Question number 2.
You might.
How many square miles is in Lake Okeechobee?
Oh.
How many square miles is Lake Okeechobee? It's going to be pretty exciting. And if you don't know what that is, just write down 2 and go to the next question. It's
got this,
pretty
boss.
great.
Oh, you think so?
Oh,
I
yeah.
think so.
There's somebody
All right.
saying a comment to Amanda. It's, come on, Amanda, St. Augustine.
I know. It's St. Augustine.
And Tracy wants to know, what's
I
in
need to-
everybody's cups?
I need to know the year, people. Work with me
We're-
here.
we're playing Stump
Start
the Clarky.
Googling. He won't let me use the cell phone.
We're playing Stump the Clarky right here on Behind the Law on ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark. Question number 3.
Help me.
The beautiful Brianna, go ahead.
Question number 3. What is the population of Florida?
Oh,
What is
Brianna, did
the
you spend all day on this?
population of Florida? And I spent about 5 minutes.
Yeah, because she had Google.
No.
Oh, I'm not playing. It's pretty great. And the last
That's a little
question, about Florida real estate. How many licensed real estate agents are there in the state of Florida?
Now, that is cheating.
We
Is
just
it?
got an email on that.
Oh, did you? Well, let's see if your email is accurate. If not, you can forward this information
Gotta
to them.
remember it, Brianna.
Oh, well.
think no.
All right. Are we ready to go through the answers for Stump the Clarky? I'm pretty excited.
I think that's what the
Now,
answer
do
said.
we also win if we get it right?
Absolutely not. You win.
What?
You win being able to hang out with me for an hour every night at 8 o'clock p.m. here on our favorite radio station, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Jeez, I don't know about all that. Well, okay.
All right, it's time to reveal the answers. Question number 1, Brianna, go ahead. What was the question?
Question number 1, when did Florida become a state?
Justin Clark says 1884.
Wow. Okay.
And the answer is?
The answer is...
Wait, we didn't give our answers.
I know, we're going to go around the room. All right, Vivian Lehman and Amanda Evans say?
1822.
1822.
1820.
1820 for Allie Mack. Those of you playing at home, the question was, what year did Florida become a state? I said 1884.
1820.
1820 for Allie Mack.
1822.
And the answer?
Man, the answer is 1845.
All right, so who?
Closest to would be, Vivian and...
I think, I think Vivian and Amanda take that
They
one.
did.
Congratulations.
That means you didn't win.
I know.
That means you lost.
Check.
So
Give yourself
Isn't there a button for that?
Like you do me.
Clarky, where did you get that answer from?
Nice. All right. Question number 2. How many square miles is in... Oh, no. Yeah. How many square miles is in Lake Okeechobee?
Allie Mack will go to you first. How many square miles in Lake Okeechobee?
400.
Allie Mack says 400.
Okay.
Vivian Lehman, Amanda Evans, what do you think? What do you say? How many square miles on Lake Okeechobee?
Mine's a puddle, 36.
Oh, okay.
36 square miles.
What do you have, Justin?
Justin Clark says 680 square miles.
Ooh, Justin wins. It's 700 square miles.
No.
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, give him a point.
Great answer. That's the way to go. That's
All
the
right,
way to go.
Cheater.
so it's currently now
He
one.
probably cheated on that one.
No, I did not. It is 1 Justin, 1 Vivian and Amanda, 0 Allie Mack. Let's continue to score the
we
game.
go. Of
course you
Question
had to
number
bring
3,
that
the beautiful
up.
Brianna. We're playing Stump the Clarky on Behind the Law. Go ahead, Brianna.
The question is, what is the population of the state of Florida? What do you have?
20 million.
20 million?
Allie Mack says 20
I said
million.
14.
Vivian Lehman, Amanda Evans say 14 million. Justin Clark goes with also 14 million
Oh, you
people.
cheated. You looked over and you wrote it.
Wow.
I wrote mine first.
Unbelievable.
All of these
right now.
allegations out here.
You just looked
Aren't
over
we all friends?
and
Let's go to the answer. Brianna, what is the answer?
Well, you can go ahead and put a point for Allie Mack because it is 20.9 million.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Give me my little chime
I did
thing.
know Central
Give her a
Florida
ding.
number. You should ask me Central Florida. I did know that one.
I
Great
like it.
answer. That's the way to go.
2.5.
There
That's the way
you
to
go, Allie.
Good job,
Yes, girl. I love it.
So we're coming down to the final answer. We're tied up here on
It's all
Stump the
tied up.
Clarky on ESPN 580 Orlando. Behind the Law. Justin Clark really needs to get this one right.
Really
and quit
does.
looking at
we-
the other boards.
We have Allie Mack, we have Vivian Lehman, we have Amanda Evans here playing Stump the Clarky. The beautiful Brianna's going to go to the deciding question number 4. Go ahead.
Question number 4, and the final question, the tiebreaker, is how many licensed real estate agents are there in Florida?
Ladies, you're the realtors in the room. What did you say?
12,000.
12,000?
Oh, Lord.
It looks like 18, but
Quit
I fixed
looking
it.
Wow.
I put
fixed
400.
400? Okay. In the state of Florida? Okay, no big.
Yes.
And
Hold
like
on.
Nona,
Send 'em
maybe.
all to us.
There's 400 and like
Like, I know,
Nona,
too.
Send them all to us, please.
There's like
Are they
400
popular?
There's like 400 realtors in this room. All right,
Justin, what you have?
So 12,000 for Vivian Lehman, Amanda Evans. I said 80,000, which is probably
Wow.
way too many. Go ahead with
No,
the right
it's
answer.
way too low. Guys, there are
What?
258,000 licensed
wonder.
realtors
Wow.
Ladies
in the
and-
state of
Did
Florida.
Justin just win
Ladies and
again?
gentlemen,
He did
did.
not
you
just
know
win.
what that means.
How in the
Justin
heck? This
Clark
is not fun.
survives another edition of Stump the Clarky right here on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. I'll keep my money today, but I know
For now.
Okay, folks, thank you so much for being with us. Clarky, let's get out of here, buddy. My stomach thinks my throat's cut. I'm starving.
stick around for one final segment of Behind the Law, talking about all things real estate right here on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the program. One final segment ahead of Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
That's baby making music.
Oh, yeah.
That is baby
He's
making
going to
music.
put on Barry White.
Why is it everything you guys
Careless
say?
whisper.
Everything
George
you guys say,
Michael.
I get uncomfortable. Being the only dude in the room,
I'm
it's very uncomfortable
sorry.
for me. It really is.
You should
Do
be
you
used
pick
to
the
this at
music?
home.
I mean, me too. Me too.
It's hashtag me too.
Okay, well,
Come on.
it is really obnoxious. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to respond. Because if I respond, you get mad at me. And then if I don't
Well, we're
respond, you
always
get
mad
mad
at
at me.
Stop.
It's really quite unbelievable, I would say.
I was kidding. Not about the
Getting
song,
very
though.
feisty
Really? That's
right
baby
now.
making music.
Allie Mack is here. Hello, Allie Mack. How are you?
I'm doing great.
The beautiful Brianna. We're joined by a very special guest today with You Have Realty, Vivian Lehman, Amanda Evans.
Yes.
Excellent realtors here in our community. We talked earlier, guys, about is it time to buy? And I think the real answer was,
Yes.
it is a good time to buy,
Absolutely.
right? Talk to me a little bit about, because people get confused, and I think it does vary a little bit from community to community. If you're going to sell a house in Miami, who pays the real estate commission? Or if you're going to sell a house here, who pays the real estate commission? Is it the same? Is it always the seller that pays, or what?
It's generally created by the seller.
Yes.
And what is a typical real estate commission at the end of the day?
That could be price fixing.
Yeah, it,
Really?
it varies. We really can't talk about
You can't
that.
talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't. So
Really?
typically, guys, what you're going to do...
Well, you are the attorney.
You're
Clarky.
I mean, the commission you're generally going to pay when you go to sell a house is going to be about 6%. That's the going rate.
Is that the average?
Yeah, I mean, that is
Can you
really...
negotiate that?
We'll let
Yes,
him
you
talk
can.
about it, but you can't.
A
Yes,
little
it
bit,
fluctuates.
a little bit, but almost like hiring a lawyer or a social media expert. You don't want to go in there and immediately start the relationship with your realtor who's about to sell the biggest investment of your life negatively. You don't want to go right in there saying, "Oh, I know it's 6%, but I'm only giving you 4." Like, okay. I mean, yeah, I want your business, but now we're off on the wrong foot already. You want them to go work for you. You want them to go bust their behinds to try to get the most money they can get, and they're going to do it anyway, I'm sure, but you don't want to start that relationship negatively.
I think a real estate agent's biggest job is to manage expectations
Yes.
of what you're going to do for them. So, yes, you can say, this is normally my rate. You know, if you need me to do something else, I can do this, I can do that. My rate is dependent on what you want me to do. There's listings out there that we just put on the MLS for them, and they do everything else. That's totally different.
Yes.
You know, but we are a full service brokerage, and we offer those extras.
And as a listing agent on the buyer side, I'm hesitant to go too low on commission because sometimes they just don't
They
show
won't
the
show it.
home.
Yeah, of
And you don't want to risk that. It narrows your pool down.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell my sellers, yes, I can negotiate my rate. I'm like, but we need people through the door.
Yeah.
And if you do that, generally buyers agents will just go through it
Not
and
that
not
agents
even
are greedy or anything, but
No.
they do kind of look down the line.
They
Yeah.
do. I mean,
Of
it's
course.
just the reality. I mean,
No
it's
doubt.
just the reality.
I've been hearing a lot more of people purchasing homes and making them Airbnbs
Yes.
rather than having a full-time renter in there.
I haven't heard about this.
Yes,
I
we
have.
just
I
did it
started
through the
hearing more and
office.
more.
We
Really?
just had it closing with that. Yeah.
And the interesting thing is, in my neighborhood, there's 45 houses only. Okay, in our bylaws, it states that you can't have anything rent for less than a year. All right, that's in the
Right.
HOA bylaws. So we just had a home that was purchased by somebody, and we heard that it was supposed to be like an Airbnb. And we're trying to fight it. The HOA is, basically. What happened was Florida, I guess, passed a law, and maybe you know something about this, but Florida passed a
Doubt
law
it.
that says to the effect that you have the right to rent at any time, anywhere. So it supersedes the HOA.
Okay. So you can do Airbnb even if the HOA says you can't.
Yeah.
I like
That's
this.
what I heard.
You're listening to Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark, Allie Mack talking to excellent real estate agents. Vivian Lehman, Amanda Evans with You Have Realty. Let me ask you a question, because I do see some real similar traits when it comes to realtors and lawyers. And let me explain.
How so?
Everyone hates us all.
Yes, please.
No. But so when we have a personal injury case that comes in, they'll say, "How much do you think I can get?"
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then on the flip side-
I had a back injury. how much can I get for this? And I'm like, look, man, I got to be honest with you. I think it's $100,000 case max, or I don't even want to talk about the numbers with them. And then they'll go to another lawyer down the street. They're, I get you $1 million, easy.
Oh, gosh.
With real estate agents,
So
you
similar.
go into their house, right? And they say, I know this house is worth $700,000, and you know by doing your research and being in the real estate world that the house is only worth $500,000. How do you balance getting the listing versus client expectations at the same time?
It's really hard. I have to say, we just had one of those.
I don't know how Amanda does it, but when somebody comes in and says, okay, my home is worth $500,000, I know it's really $450,000, and they say, but I really want to list it. There's that buyer out there that can afford it, and I'm thinking to myself, there is no buyer out there that wants to overpay for a house.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And everybody is firm right now in negotiating. I mean, I run in this all the time with some of my listings. I mean, you have the sellers that they're stuck on their price. Then you have the buyers that just don't want to negotiate. I mean, we talk about it all the time amongst the people that we work with.
Yeah.
It's a tough environment right now.
It's managing expectations again. I'll go in and I'll say, okay, you want to list it at $500,000, but you and I are going to make a deal because I don't want this listing to go stale. You know, home will sit there for a year because they wanted $500,000. So then I say, you and I are going to make a deal. I'll list it at $500,000 in 2 weeks. If we don't see any traffic, you're going to drop it to the price that I want.
That's good. That's fair enough.
What are the biggest issues that you see once you get an offer on a property that you're listing? Between offer, contract time, to closing, what is the biggest thing that you see happening that actually makes that deal fall apart?
All I can say is don't buy a car when you're closing on a house.
Because?
Or a
Go ahead.
boat.
Why?
Because it doesn't go through.
The
Or it's
credit,
gonna be,
your credit
your
gets
credit takes a hit, and it causes
I
a
see.
ton of hangups.
Yeah, inspectors too can blow a deal.
That too.
Very honestly. You know, it's their perception, you know, and I do work with a lot of inspectors that they're careful in how they say things. You know, it's their own opinion. Oh, the roof was put on wrong. But the roof passed inspection 2 years ago. So who are you to say that the roof was put on wrong?
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
it's instances like that.
Let's say I'm looking to buy or sell a house and I want to reach out to one of you two ladies. How do I best reach out to you?
You call me on my cell, 407-733-4700.
Is there a song?
Call me on my cell phone.
Yeah, I thought so. Cell phone number one more time. Vivian Lehman, go ahead.
407-733-4700.
And
Amanda Evans, 407-506-6855.
You guys you work with buyers and listings? Awesome.
And
So-
renters.
So anyone who's looking for a rental, looking to buy, sell a home, I highly recommend you reach out to these two ladies. Good times
Thank
today.
you.
Good
Thanks for
times.
joining us. You
Definitely.
did. It wasn't. You were nervous earlier, but
I
it was
was
fine,
nervous.
right? It
I
wasn't
don't
that
do
bad.
this as a daily
I'm the
thing.
emotional
bad.
support animal.
It wasn't that bad at
did
all.
it.
Yeah, you guys did great. For the beautiful Brianna, good job today. How do you think we did today?
You did fantastic. One of the best shows yet.
Oh, wow. Allie Mack, excellent work.
Thank you so much.
And I don't know much, but I do know one little thing.
What is that, Justin?
I'm going to see you right back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on ESPN 580 Orlando.